Hey everyone, this is Marlonespi.EXE here, and I'm giving you my review of Shokugeki Food Wars, the third plate, the Tosuki train arc, or the second course, episode 15, Jeanne the Arc Rises. I think I may pronounce the first name, but Jeanne the Arc Rises, basically, there's another person saying Joan of Arc, and I think it's for another historical figure in history. I never exactly learned anything about this character, but the person. But in order to make a reference like this, first he had to be enough significance. But enough of the character, well, enough about the name. We have episode 3 of the episode 15 of this, where I think in overall could be like somewhere in the 30s. Maybe, I didn't really count the episodes, but basically in this episode we have another continuation of, we have the part of phase 2. Yeah, the second part of the exam, which basically from making fish dishes, now we're going to move to noodles. And all the students will be separated into 4 groups, roughly 4 groups, 2 to 3. There are some 4 groups. There are some people who got 6 or 3, specifically the rebel students, which I'll get to them in a bit. And they're each branched off into different halls, and you have to create certain dishes they can get from outside, they can get from the city, bring back here in 3 hours' time in order to make noodle dishes. But one of the instructors decided to do a tactic way, instead of having rinsed, instead of having like pre-owned, instead of having like the dishes that the ingredients are like not in season. This instructor decided to go have a way of dealing with the rebel students, going to like, you'll be last, but you'll have not just having limited ingredients. You will have no chance. You'll be stuck here in the middle. And he goes right in the middle of the exam. There's a huge snowstorm. They kind of derail all travels. So now basically all the rebel students who try to call in a taxi, there's nobody going to get them. So they're basically stuck there. Of course, we only see is from both Soma, Aldini, Soma, Takumi, and Megami side of this, but apparently every other rebel students got the same way, got hit with the same thing. But except for these 3 of them, there's a bit of a funny scene now from the taxi calling. By the way, how someone's like, you know what, fuck this, we're gonna go take a look. Who's gonna go for it? Like, who's gonna play rock, paper, scissors, Rochambeau to see who's gonna walk, and whoever gets hit has to take the walk. They're like, no, we're not doing this. We're not gonna be walking. And turns out he had a claim for it. He literally just boasted saying, "Death to all you rebels, glory to Central," as he raises a glass of wine. I have a can of soda right here. I just ate lunch before I did this. And he said it boastfully with a glass of wine in his hand. In order to find out the students were actually making noodle dishes, even though there was least to no ingredients left, but he managed to find a way around it. And right when Soma said, had certified that having been through worse than training, I cannot get the name. There was a mention of the name of the song, let alone during the credits. I couldn't decipher the right, but it looks like a hard rap song was playing in the background while someone was describing how we went through certain training. Right when we see echoes of basically a whip sound effect, like whoosh and whatnot. We get to see a part of Aaron's teaching in the dormitory setting, in the dormitories, in the boys' dormitory, with some of the dormitory students in the floor, all being beaten, and Aaron is just still saying that with that bit of with that whip of hers, or I don't know what they call those things, but that thing that basically I know if you know what I'm talking about, it has like a bit of if you whack someone with it, has a bit of a sting sound, at least a bit of a sting effect when it hits the body. I don't know what it was called, but I kind of forgot about it. It's something that Midnight has. Maybe it's Midnight from My Hero Academia has, but I could be wrong, but I forgot the name of the thing. She keeps doing this to it in her hand, the sound effect with the whip. Just hearing the echoes of it during the hallway and during the scene. Shows about how dangerous their training was prior to Hokkaido. So the instructor had no choice. So this doesn't really matter. Yeah, you sure might find a way, but you're not going to win this. But they managed to do it, and eventually, that's when someone was about to deliver his dish and explain to them what was going on. During his food gathering scene, there was like him not only taking the clothes off, he was all bold and glowing. There was one scene particularly where someone was facing him, and the camera, I don't know for some odd reason, the camera decided to pan upwards right in front of almost the bare naked man, and I'm like, okay, if you want to do a bit of if you're attempting to do a crotch shot of the dude, I just cannot look at this scene just thinking, oh my god, they really went that far. But then again, Food Wars is tend to go a little bit too far when it comes to the food gathering scene, so I'm guessing this is even like it's like tame to comparison, but still, it was just a bit weird to see that. And that just happened. There was a little bit of a funny scene where it was like, right when Soma was about to discuss more, Takumi comes in and interrupts and like, here's the Irish Gobbler, and like someone's like, what just happened? Even Megumi comes in and just interrupts him too. Like he's just like looking with the faces like, what just happened? You just seriously cut me off just now. I'm right in the middle of something, no, but you cut me off and asked them to taste their dishes. And one by one, after one by one, for both Takumi and Megumi's dishes, they both pass. Mostly every role student just passed. So then the elder person was passed again, and they sort of blame Erina for interfering, but no. I trained them hard as I did. And that's when I trained them hard as I trained them for this moment. And I'm going to stand by these rebels no matter what. So basically, this is the proclamation that she fully aligns herself with the rebel students, and she's willing to fight them again. She's willing to fight against Central, her dad, to free Tutsuki Academy. And that's when we get the title and name Joan of Arc that Rises, John D. Arc Rises. As the instructor of the second exam, proclaimed the fact that she was basically her. Or basically, I'm not too sure who Joan of Arc D.Arc is. The name sounds familiar, but I may have completely forgotten about it. And then we get to see, that was just like the first half of the episode, at least a good chunk of it. While the second half of the episode, basically is with the rebel student just sightseeing a bit before the trains leave. Of course, in behind the scenes, there's effects until we get towards the end of the episode, where things could a bit of a turn. Now, speaking of the second half of the episode, where we have all the students sightseeing, basically every student's had to go break off doing their own thing, take some sightseeing before the trains leave because they had a bit of a time crunch, so they won't be late. There's this moment where like Soma and Takumi are basically eating some ice cream, but they're taken back by to the actual flavor and the richness of the sweetness of the ice cream, and decide to go to some other restaurants to taste out their dishes. And Yumi and Yukio just claim the diner duo going on running high right now. Or more on the line of they're getting fired up now because that's the first time she hears what they're called the diner duo, and being fact of all the students, particularly in the Rebel Students Alliance, the Rebel Students only Soma and Takumi are the only ones who only work in diners, not like one of those fine Venice restaurants. There's also been a small group, specifically the one to set the moment that even Isumi pointed out, is with the group of Erina, Mito, Megumi, and Isumi Aldini. This is a strange group you don't see every day. Basically 3 dudes and 1 guy hanging. That's not uncommon, but the fact that how the character is supposed to be portrayed, with the character's characteristics and making them more distinct, we feel a bit weird because you don't see this group ever working. And when Hisago was playing. Excuse me, I'm catching my brother. I'm rushing this as fast as I can here. When Hisago was asked to go join up with Ryoko and Yukio, Erina gave her go ahead, you don't have to be checking with me all the time. And when Megumi was and she went out with those two, when she found out that Megumi was going to go with Erina, she did grabbed the shoulder, clenched her fist, and the bold letters, loyalty written above her fist is like, you gotta take. I'm shaking my computer, my monitor right here, bud. She grabs her, and then goes like this. You gotta protect Erina. Erina's life is in your hands. And she's like, okay. But that was a completely that, especially from Hisako, to get up to Megumi, out of the blue like that, and with the bold loyalty written on top of her fist. Just screaming like, okay, Hisako, I know you're protective of Erina, but this is just getting a little bit too much. And it's like she was passing the torch of responsibility to Megumi. I think it's such a moment on the fact how Erina wasn't able to see the sights of Sarat. I think it was Sabato. I think that's the name of the place they're currently in right now. And the fact that she was doing all these obligations for a Nakiri family, she didn't have much time to see the sights, and she was put down as this girl who was constantly doing business stuff. Now it's not free time. Mito, Nigami, can actually relate to this. Because she has a wrong responsibility for the house that she was in. But she constantly, but not to the same scale as Erina's. And she also said about she had this demanding aura of her. and when she became part of her faction for a small bit, that's like she got close to Anna in a way where like she idolized her. And that's all that she was like, I'm gonna go find something. She was like, think she was doing that right when she had like a bit of a blush face, like she's opened her feelings to her. And right when she was done, she just bolts right out of the screen. She just runs away from him because like she was so embarrassed that she's all sad that. And Isumi, as the responsible brother, being the only guy of the group, or like the responsible one here, asks her, "It's okay for you to run." He goes running off to chase her as a bit of safety to keep she's safe, leaving Anna and Megumi to stand behind. That was a nice touching little scene. That was a nice scene to then. And between these two, we hardly see these two together since the Stagnate arc. It looks to that Aaron found out the manga that she got from Soma and it belonged to Megumi. She hasn't returned those back, and she said it's just perfectly fun. It doesn't really matter. And then Soma and Takumi comes in, asking these two to go try some restaurants with them, so they can share and taste the food from the Hokkaido local area. And Aaron says she hasn't had this much fun in a while, or like never had this much fun being with 4 friends who actually care for her. While in the back, I gotta say, between the city lightings here, I've seen beautiful scenery beforehand, but this one right here in Sabato, I'm pretty sure the name is Sabato, looks gorgeous. The lighting of all the festivals, like the lighting in the night sky with the snowfall, it just looks so perfect. Like if I want to go to Hokkaido at any point, anytime in the future in Japan, I will definitely want to go to that city to see the lights. It was beautiful. It was nice. So testified this is like basically the highlight of their youth of high schoolers. And all of it to come crashing down when we get to the chain, because it turns out, I did say before, there was like some point during the end of the episode where it was like, they took a bit of a turn. But took a bit of a turn here. It was like, turns out the rebel students were all missing, but they got in their trains before. But they left 30 minutes beforehand, leaving Soma, Megumi, Anna, and Takumi to stand behind. That's the remaining 4. And then when they board on the train, they found that Rindo Senpai was waiting for them to explain that for the next third part of the exam, the rebel students, specifically the rebel students, will be facing the Elite 10. And it doesn't matter how many rebel students outnumber the Elite 10, groups are going to be taken. Most are going to get pairs versus a group of them. They're going to get pairs of selective view of the rebel students to go against Elite 10. But Rindo Senpai was in the car there, and then when she announced that part of the exam, she was like the imagery of it was like more like not to say cel shade, but like defining like we're defining this is a big moment here because you guys are the rebel students are going against the Elite 10, and that's not something you don't mostly see every day. It's for Soma who's fought against the Elite 10 before. So now he may have experience, but the rest of the students were like shocked and apparent about like facing against the Elite 10 students. We get a bit of a pass in the credits. There was a moment where like both Megumi, Soma, and Takumi will have bangers on their eyes because they couldn't see well because of hearing the announcement. But Soma and Takumi were in a sign of excitement, while Megumi was in a sign of nervousness. Then we get cut towards the end, so to close the episode off, we get introduced to exactly who Soma will be facing specifically. He thought he was going to be facing Rindo, but no, it turns out you're not going to be facing Rindo Senpai. Your challenge has already been chosen. Your opponent's already been chosen, I should say. And then right here, he turns around and as the music builds, it was like a violent orchestra playing. I heard violins, orchestra playing, specifically violins, not an orchestra, a violin playing, and proclaimed to both the shock and awe, to the shock of like complete out of nowhere from at least rebel students, and Takumi, Megumi, and Soma who were there, realizing the fact that all the people Soma will be facing, out of all the people to join the Elite 10, will be Hayama Akira. Akira Hayama will be Soma's opponent in the third phase of the exam. And knowing about what happened between these two in the past, Soma has a grudge against him, or at least has a point to, has a score to settle. We're obviously going to see the Shokugeki between these two. But seeing the fact that Akira, of all people, will align himself with the Elite 10, of course, I'm pretty sure there's more deeper meaning to this. But and that's my phone just went off. Just got a bit of a message. As for what happened, we're going to see more of this happen next episode. So I'm pretty sure Akira's going to explain himself why he won't join the Elite 10, not the Rebel students. That's basically, for those who have read the manga, you're pretty much like out of the blue. You're pretty much like, for those who are anime watchers to say, Had no idea what's going on. You thought you were assuming Akira was going to join Rose at some point when Azayama got in, but no, apparently this happened. This took a complete left turn here for you guys. But those who read the manga, knows what's deeply going on here, but we're going to wait till next week's episode in order to find a clarification on Akira's part on why he's going and why he went this route. But the way how the anime portrayed the reveal of Akira being the new Elite 10 member, it was just perfect. I didn't expect the violin playing there, but it was perfect. He comes in with a black coat, completely shredded, like he's like almost cloaked in the shadows. Somehow he means business right now. I think that's been another character introduction for someone who joined the bad side. But we'll see how this all turns out next week's episode. So until then, like, subscribe, comment, and I'll see you again next time for the next video. Laters.